It's that time, but he drops that.
Who are you on your club?
I said drop a bomb, Dad.
I've got this video to play. It's not the video, but some of I want to play some parts of this video because I think it's really cool. Yeah, 1 second. Let's go.
Think of the fact that it's the fault of you and all your fellow pundits that have got into the players' heads for talking about the system.
So we start there. Rúben Amorim is basically brought up and said, yo, the players, the media, the pundits have got into the players' heads. Does Rúben have a point? Gary Neville's hit back was impressive. He said a few things. I think he let the clip. Gary Neville, what's crazy is the pundits have actually been kind. That's how they feel. They've been kind. Yeah. Let's run it. Let's play it.
What? That's what Rúben Amorim claimed.
Right,
the pundits had got into his players' heads with all this talk about the system, and the system wasn't the problem.
All right, I've not seen that, to be honest with you. Yeah, I've not got a lot of time for that. I think if you're, well, for a start, if pundits are getting into your head, then you shouldn't be playing for the club.
So let's just stop it there. Man said, if pundits are getting to your head, you shouldn't be playing for the club. You know, there's this thing about, and we've done this, you can talk about the fans, you can talk about the pundits. I do believe the fans is not as high up on the list of what should be rattling players. I do believe the fans. Now, the pundits, you got to say to yourself, we've seen it in basketball. JaVale McGee. You don't remember when Shaq was ruining JaVale? Like, it was crazy. Yeah? I think if it's fair and it's criticism across the board. So I think two people can be right in this moment. When Man United get criticized, it is compared, McGee versus Shaq, legendary beef, bro. I think, that while Gary Neville has a point, but the same energy needs to be kept across the board. And I think that's where it's not happening. The same energy needs to be applied to other people on the slide. You can talk about the weak mentality. Just imagine you cuss me and say, you're weak, you're weak, you're weak, you're weak. And I look over there and they're moving just as weak. Are we going to talk about them? Or is it a personal attack? This is where it gets important because I want to keep it real. I never forget when Pogba arrived. I never forget when PP pulled up. Haircuts, dancing, it was shown. 100 million, you should be this. 100 million, you should be doing this. And now I look over to Florian, yeah? I look over to Florian right now, yeah? And I'm saying, brother, when are we going to talk price tag? When are we going to talk, like, why there's a creativity problem? You're in there for creativity. Why are they not on his back? Why? I want to see the same energy. These are the champions. And you've come in and you've made them worse. Slot's already won a championship. He don't need to prove himself. You man do. You man are the new ones. Well, go on for you, man. But now it's Slot's fault because he can't fit these man in. So where's the media pressure for Wirtz, Kerkez, Frimpong? Where's the pressure? Are you with me? Like, we talking about applying it. Serious. So I hear the point of Man United, we get criticized. This is how I know it's serious. Sesko didn't take a penalty until he was the 10th person to take the penalty. It was nationwide news. He scored, by the way. He scored. He actually scored. It was nationwide news. Nationwide. Because it was nationwide news. Yeah? Massive talking points. Wagwan. So the killer is, yeah, I can hear the point that Amorim's making. Yeah, I still want my players to have a strong mentality. I need that at Man United. You don't get to make excuses, but we do need to talk about this thing holistically. Yeah? To be fair, 10th is pretty shit. We're going to get back into it because two things can be true at the same time. I still believe everyone should be criticized. I feel like everyone should be looked at. And when it's not fair, this is where we have an issue because now it feels like, oh, you lot have an agenda. Anyway, let's go. Bro thinks he's a scholar. You lot haters.
That. I mean, do people not remember Alan Hansen criticising us when we broke in as young kids, saying that you can't win anything with kids? That was the greatest centre-back of all time at that moment. You know, the most successful centre-back of all time, talking about us as if we were, you know, inferior and nowhere near good enough. Do they not think that we got criticised during our football careers? I'm sorry, you're playing for Manchester United. It comes with the territory. You've got to step.
Gary Neville, not going to lie, Alan Hansen, he was one of them GOATs, yeah? Alan Hansen was one of them GOATs. And that's a true point. You're not going to win anything with kids. Now, obviously, the media run, it's a 24-hour news cycle for football. Don't know how we do it when there's not that much news right now. Like, respect to Sky Sports, because now I'm in the football space. I'm like, raw. I feel like Cody Rhodes when I come to work in the morning, speak to Yo-Yo, I'm like, what do you want to talk about? That's why I'm on, bro. I don't know what we're going to talk about, bro. Yeah, are you with me? But the news cycle, there's more going on. There's more. We can't lie and say it's not the same. That's the truth. Everyone has a pod. Everyone has a pod. Now we're in the era of, we got HMRC just making sure man them are not lying. Man them are not lying. This is a new time of critique across the board. Just everywhere. So the era that he's talking about no longer exists. Let's be fair. What Hansen was sloppy. Yeah. It was Andy Gray and Alan Hansen and I don't know, Soccer Saturday. Yeah. That's what it really was. Now, rotted. Everyone, even me. I'm on Skype. They asked me to be on there today, but Richard Keys and them man there. They asked me to pull up, but the timing, it was too late, bro. I said, listen, what we're not going to do is interrupt my show, bro. So I said, not today, bro. There's Lyman and them man there. Anyway, let's continue. KG left UV for Sky. No, I'm here, bro. They want me to do the show when I'm supposed to be doing this one. Let me continue. Thanks for having me on, bro.
And you've got to basically, and look, they've been hopeless in the system. They've been absolutely hopeless. So I mean, all right, it's not the system, it's you, the players. We can start just battering the players. I mean, I've mentioned the system because I've not liked certain things that I've said. For instance, you know, Mason Mount playing left wing back. That can't happen. Changing the back three all the time. That two in midfield means that, you know, Bruno's got to play in midfield. I don't like that aspect of it. So the parts of the system are a problem in the sense that they haven't got the right players, you know, or it's meaning that Bruno's not in his best position, which is probably in that position where we've seen Enzo Fernandez today in that number 10.
So then again, I think he lets off the clip because, like it or not, yes, we won the game. It was against a newly promoted side. We were moving like crackheads yesterday and looking up the table. Some of us were looking up the table. But then I told myself in the video, like, don't get carried away. We're going to know about ourselves after international break. Gary Neville makes some great points. My issue, everything Gary Neville said, 80% true. My issue is pressure gets applied to other teams not fairly. I remember when people used to say, Man United should be in a better place. Look how much money they spend. What about Chelsea? What about Arsenal? What about Liverpool? I remember when we play a game, lose, and then they would work out. You get the mathematicians telling us a squad worth this much, lost to a squad worth this much. Where is those stats gone? Where is it? Where are those stats gone, bro? Because now all of a sudden, spending money doesn't agree to winning trophies. You can spend $1 billion, and you lot know what I'm talking about. A squad worth this much. Have you lot seen that? Where's this talk gone? Where is it gone, bro? For us, without fail, you would see Man United's current squad in this. Man United's pay, everyone that gets paid at the club is worth, brother. So when we're talking about applying pressure, where is it? Now, Chelsea get criticism from people week in, week out. I would say Chelsea, yeah, there's some criticism. But even, let's talk about it. Pep. Does Pep look like he's under media pressure this year? Last season for Pep was a complete stinker under Pep standards. Right now, it's like there's nothing going on. Arsenal, Man United, I'll say, obviously, the critique is serious. Arsenal just there. And then there's everybody else. Liverpool, forget about it. They got Szoboszlai playing in a wing-back position. Anyway, that's all I had to say this morning. Let's open the lines. I didn't realize I'd be able to do this much yapper, but welcome to the KG stand. Spin. Listen, yeah, I hear what Gary's saying. Yeah, let me just close it with this. I hear what Gary's saying. I just need it to be fair critique. Yeah, it has to be fair. If it's across the board, then I'm cool with it. But it does feel like Man United players are attacked more than other players. My guy Eddie, yeah, bless him. But he only had won one game, and they spent money, and he just won what? Now they got 2 games. Yeah, where's the critique? Obviously, Ange Postecoglou, I don't know what to say. I don't know if he was criticized enough, because the fact that you got another job so quick after finishing 17th, man, they're talking about Rúben Amorim never working in this town again. Ange Postecoglou got a job. Nasty work.
Drop a bomb.
Back with a vengeance. KG's back with an entrance. Big up to those in attendance.
Ooh, look at that.
Reds come together like Tetris. No rules, this one's reckless. None can compare with the KG done. Better take it when he drops that. Going on reckless, just it's on. It's that time when he drops that.
Bomb.
Who are you on? Your club!
I said drop a bomb, Dad.